Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. My name is Beatrice Adu. The news is also live on Kasmi 107.1 FM and across the world at 3news.com. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Teachers and Education Workers Union of TUC urges Vice Chancellor's Ghana to deal ruthlessly with striking members of TOGH. Also coming up, it's exactly 6 months since President John Mahama took the reins of government once again. This afternoon, we'll bring you the views of some Ghanaians as well as a look at what has happened during these 6 months. And drivers plying stretch connecting Onye and Ejiso Monday morning blocked road, leaving passengers stranded. Let's bring you this. And a founding member of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Dr. Charles Rekobrobe, has criticized the MPP's decision to hold its presidential primary in January 2026, almost 3 years ahead of the country's general election, scheduled for 2028. Dr. Rekobrobe says what the MPP should be doing now is reflecting on why the party lost massively instead of thinking of who to go into the next election with. The comment follows the MPP's decision to elect its flag bearer early, saying it would help unite the front of the party and deal with the apathy it faced in the 2024 general election. Dr. Charles Rekobrobe spoke earlier to me in an exclusive interview. Are you happy with the state of the party you founded, the MPP, current state?
I will not discuss it. Please move on.
What about the decision of the party to elect a flag bearer ahead of the other general elections, internal elections that generally is supposed to have?
It has nothing to do with me.
But what do you expect from the party?
I do not expect anything. What I expect from the opposition party is to actually be more concerned about examining the reasons for its very bad performance and in the last election, and the fact and the huge rejection that the Ghanaians gave to them. People should understand that Ghanaians did not reject them because of the person they presented for power, but Ghanaians rejected them because of the failure of their policies. And no amount of trying to use Parliament and the current session of Parliament to tell Ghanaians that you did not understand our achievements is going to change the fact that we have never seen such huge defeat, and that the important thing is to examine the causes for the defeat, why Ghanaians did not ask them, and finding ways in which you can present a better picture. I don't think that better picture is determined by who is your candidate. It will be determined by the conviction of Ghanaians that you have learned your lessons and you are in a better place to offer them something better than what Mahama is offering in his legacy tenure. You have been defeated so badly. The important thing is for you to find out why Ghanaians rejected you, and then prepare to present a better picture. You see, we don't vote governments in, we vote governments out. So it is the performance that you gave and the hope and conviction that you give that giving a further chance you do better. That, I think, is what will win you an election.
And you heard the founding member of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Dr. Charles Rekubrobe. The Teachers and Educational Workers Union of the Trades Union Congress, TUC, has urged vice chancellors of Ghanaian universities to take decisive measures against striking members of the breakaway Tertiary Education Workers Union, TUGH. TUGH initiated a nationwide strike on July 3 after the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, recognized TUC as the sole representative of non-teaching staff on university governing councils. Despite TUGH's claim to majority membership, the union argues that this decision violates democratic principles and labor fairness. However, TUC says the strike is unlawful. Labor Affairs correspondent Daniel Opoku joins us live in the studio now. Daniel, first of all, the rift between TUC and TUGH seems to be deepening. If you can tell us why TUC is urging the vice chancellors, as it were, to take drastic measures against these individuals.
Right, so basically, the TUGH people it's a breakaway group from TUC, and consistently they wanted to appear on the various governing council. So what they did was to officially write to GTEC. GTEC is a regulator within the tertiary education space. So GTEC met these two fielding parties, and unfortunately, TUC was able to win the case. And obviously, they may have to send representatives on the various governing council. That really has not gone down well with the members, with the leadership of TUG. That is the reason they are on strike. So I think that GTEC again has issued a statement as I speak to you, asking that TUG should stay out of the various governing councils and allow TUC to be the representative of the members in the governing councils.
And I know that you've been speaking to a representative from TUC. Can you tell us who this person is and what the person exactly is saying?
Right, so this King James Azotiba, who is the general secretary of TUC, and basically he's of the view that the whole TU members, that TUC members are asking the various vice chancellors in the various campuses to ensure that there's discipline on the various. We can take and listen to him.
It is very interesting when they say that. We are the mother union.
Right.
They are part of us. We see them as our members. We see them as our members because we know they will never survive the time. This thing will not go anywhere. It's just some few greedy or selfish people. They had been our former local union executives, and they have served in council for 2 terms. Yeah. After the 2 terms, they say they wanted to go. And per the laws of this country, when you serve 2 terms in any board or any council, you cannot go for a 3rd term.
Sure.
If you go for the 3rd term, then you are going to be the chairman of the council. And we know the chairman of the council cannot be a workers' rep. And so for that one, they decided that, okay, if we are with Teachers and Educational Workers Union, we are no more with them. Let's start with Tertiary Education Workers Union. But there's a law, a governing law, that have the composition of the governing council and the representations that are supposed to be in the governing council. And that law has specified who is supposed to be there.
Right.
And that law says that a rep of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, and that is it. And so until that law is amended, they cannot seem to be fighting for council representation.
And you heard right there that representative of TUC. Daniel, what else should we expect?
But I think that the Ministry of Education should step in now, because what they are doing currently is clearly creating academic problems. And if the Ministry of Education is able to step in, i.e. meeting the various fielding parties, meeting JTEC, meeting TU Ghana and TU TUC, so that a makeable solution can be reached. Other than that, we're going to be a bit difficult. But I don't see this strike hitting hard, because you have a lot of the members who are part of TU TUC, and currently they are working, so they have been asked not to join TUGH. And that's where we are. If the Ministry of Education is able to step in, obviously there'll be a resolution to the matter.
Has there been any conversation around whether or not the salaries of these individuals will be withheld?
That should be the decision of government. When I say government, I mean the Minister of Education should be able to tell Controller Accountant General, our government should take a decision because these people are not working. Obviously, they are going to withhold their salaries. But once that particular information has not come, really, then obviously the sector ministry will not be doing it. But it's also not too good that when you meet with a labor union, you are issuing firm such directives. Obviously, it tends to affect your relationship with them. There's a reason government has been very slow on this.
Thank you very much, Daniel Opoko. He's our Labour Affairs correspondent. Some 10 minutes past the hour of 12. When we come back, we'll bring you some more. Don't go away.
Hello, Ghana. It's a new year and Bills Microcredit is here to support your dreams. If you're not working but want to start a business, don't let money stop you. With just your Ghana card, you can get a loan to turn your ideas into reality. Already running a business? Need more capital? Or are you a salary worker looking for extra funds? Bills offers fast and easy loans with no collateral, no deposit, and no SUSI savings required. Wherever you are, whatever you need, Bills makes it happen. Call Bills Microcredit today. Call 0596 920 833 or 0302 200 390 and get started. Bills is licensed and regulated by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
Freezer, get the abba. Adama for the abba, a freezer. Adama, a craftsmanship. Adama, make my sorry. Can you know? Over Moasia, I do for the Nobium Unum and San last night. I tell what we did was here. Adama for the craft from what we say. Yet the Adruba Cope, a ship will be a high technology. I could for freezer. When Kwan, and once open your 15 letters. No fugum, what you are not fugum. What the bus here, if we be any of us, you have got to say, over Timono. Then we sure say, woman shown task here. Then what's enough for now? Freezer, power up a day. Freezer,
Basia, a person does so among Ammoniaji.
Me, what's he got? Me, but you may not do some doom. Adama, with that Adama, no, Adama, you can't resist.
Ubenya Adama West Africa for a dream, or baby bear a tongue cry on who you. I say, Kayona Kinka in Choya, a dream.
And you're still here on the Medani on 3FM 92.7 now. The stretch connecting Ejisu and Nyongwe in the Ashanti region was this morning blocked by irate drivers leaving passengers stranded. The action is in protest against the deplorable state of the road and demand urgent attention from the government. Work on the stretch started during the funeral of the late former Deputy Finance Minister Dr. John Kuma, but has been abandoned by the contractor. Let's connect with William Evans in Kumasi, who's got some more for us. William, just give us a background to the Onye Ejusu Road and perhaps how strategic it is.
Well, so the Onye Kwaso Ejusu Road was among 32, or in fact, it still is. It's still among 32 road projects that were supposed to have been carried out by urban feeder and then highway departments. But that was in April, when the then Minister of Roads and Highway visited the community and, of course, tussled for the commencement of that particular road project. In fact, around that time, Beatrice, there were speculation that the road project was being executed. The road project was being executed because of the pending by-election. Mind you that it was just 1 month after the demise of the former and late Deputy Finance Minister and, of course, the Member of Parliament for Joso constituency, Dr. Amputia Kuma, and approximately 3 weeks to the by-election when the road was earmarked for construction. Of course, the minister at that time said it had nothing to do with politics, but it has everything to do with a project that started or that was supposed to have commenced 3 years ago, and that it just by sheer coincidence. But Beatrice, let me just quote to you what the then the roads minister said in respect of whether it has any political motivation. And I quote, "These are not by-election projects. The past 3 years, some of the projects have been going on," and unquote. So these were the exact words of the roads minister. Then, that is Francis Asansubache. In June 16, that was this year, talking about last month, there were concerns by residents that the contractor on the road has removed all his equipment, and they fear that the road was going to be stalled for a very long time. So there were concerns. Now we wake up this morning only to hear that commercial drivers have blocked, especially the Denaso Joso stretch. And the Denaso is a community. Denaso is a community in between Onye and Joso, and that is the hometown of the former late Deputy Finance Minister, and of course, Member of Parliament for Joso, John Ampuchia Kuma. Now, what the commercial drivers are saying is that it has more or less become a lip service when it comes to the construction of the Onye Kwaso Ejosu Road, and it's been giving them a lot of problems. So until they hear something positive, something promising from the government, they are not going to ground or park their commercial cars, but they're also going to ensure that there's no passage for any moving vehicle. And exactly what we saw this morning. In fact, it was more or less, for want of a better word, call it a pandemonium kind of a situation this morning. As I speak to you now, calm has restored as far as that particular place is concerned, because the petition has also been presented to the municipal chief executive for that area, who has also assured that she will escalate it, and there is a light, or there will be light at the end of the tunnel. So just an assurance that, I mean, the narrative will change as far as the poor nature of that particular stretch is concerned. That is what has calmed the nerves of these aggrieved drivers. Beatrice.
That has calmed them a little bit, but was there any timeline given as regards when that light at the end of the tunnel will appear?
Well, so from the posture of the MCE, it does appear that there's something new because the project that started in the elsewhere Nanado Dankwe Kufu Ado's administration. So there isn't much of a profiling as far as a project on her desk is concerned, but it's something that is also going to give some level of urgency to ensure that at least there is some level of respite as far as the aggrieved or concern from these aggrieved drivers are concerned.
Thank you very much, William Evans Income. He's our Ashanti regional correspondent. Now, Parliament has started extended sittings as the House moves to complete pending businesses. Majority Leader Mahama Ayarga says the additional sittings, which include Mondays and Saturdays, will help speed up the proceedings of legislative instruments, LIs, that must mature before the end of the session. Christian Yale is our parliamentary correspondent, affairs correspondent. He joins us live on the line. Chris, just tell us more.
Exactly. So, Beatrice, what we know is that Parliament is expected to adjourn Senate Day or indefinitely somewhere on the 25th or 31st of this month, which we strongly believe will be 31st, because when you look at the presentation of the mid-year budget review, which is expected to take place, and if there should be any supplementary budget, then it means that there should be more days for the MPs to be able to look at the approval of the estimates thereof. And so the extended sittings, which include Mondays and Saturdays, is to accommodate the volume of work before the House and the legislative instrument due for maturity. However, when you look at the calendar or the parliamentary calendar for itself, this session for the House was to be adjourned on somewhere August 25th, but it seems there's been a change of plan. And which is, when you look at it very well as well, there is this LI on environmental protection, petroleum sector, that was laid last week, and it takes a maximum of 21 sitting days of Parliament for such a subsidiary legislation to mature. But considering the time the LI was laid, which is just last week, it wouldn't have matured by the time Parliament would go for recess. Therefore, leadership has thought it wise or prudent to include Monday and Saturday for the regular sitting days of Parliament in order to cover for the LI's days of maturity. So these are the main reasons under which the extended session have been done so that Parliament can accommodate the volume of work and also all of those legislative instruments that are due or will be mature within the period.
What else do we need to know, Chris?
What we need to know in other news from Parliament is that the minority on the Energy Committee has accused the government, especially the Energy Ministry, for taking undue credit. And the whole issue is about the declaration of commerciality of the ABAM Akuma discoveries in K3 Point, the Block 4, which is in the upstream petroleum sector. They say that the discoveries and also the approval of the appraisal program that led to the declaration of commerciality of these two wells was something that started in the Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration in the last 8 years of the regime. And so government must, as a matter of course, give due credit to the past administration for these discoveries. They say, ENI Ghana, for instance, discovered these two wells in 2019 and in 2021. And so there is no way that government under 7 months could say that it has done any magnitude of work, for which reason it is declaring these two wells as commercial in nature. And they say that the NPP, as a matter of fact, is committed to the development of the upstream petroleum sector and also Ghana's hydrocarbon resources.
Thank you very much, Christian Yale. He's our parliamentary affairs correspondent. And speaking of the NPP, the party is this afternoon convening an emergency National Executive Committee meeting. High on the agenda is the upcoming election rerun in some 19 polling stations in the Ablekuma North constituency. The meeting, convened by the second National Vice Chairperson Rita Talata Asobarie, comes barely 3 days to the election rerun slated for the 11th of July. The NPP has vehemently rejected the Electoral Commission's decision to conduct a rerun, maintaining that the result recollation had almost been completed but for 3 polling stations. Meanwhile, the party and the minority in Parliament are also expected to stage a protest today at the offices of the Economic and Organised Crime Office over the continued detention of former National Food Buffer Stock Company CEO Abdul Rahab Hanan. The groups allege that C. Iyoko is violating due process by refusing to release Hanan despite his fulfillment of bail conditions tied to his June 25 arrest over alleged financial crimes. This is the Bente News on Shrew FM 92.7. Now, it's been exactly 6 months since President John Mahama took the reins of government for his second term. As the administration reaches this milestone, attention is turning to its performance across key sectors. The city has gained strength, inflation has declined, and several initiatives in education, youth employment, and infrastructure have been rolled out. At the same time, issues such as rising electricity tariffs, the energy sector levy, and the ongoing fight against illegal mining have drawn mixed reactions. So we put the question to Ghanaians: how do you assess Mahama's presidency so far? Let's listen to what some of you said.
So far, I'd say they are doing well, but it's not perfect as they promised before. We can all see that the prices of things in the markets are reducing, though it hasn't reduced to the way we want it to reduce to. I'll use myself as an example. So commuting from the house to work every day, the transportation was a lot, minus food and other stuff. The transportation alone was a lot of money, but now it has reduced, and then because the prices of things in the markets have also reduced, buying food is a bit cheaper, not too cheap, not very cheap, but apart from Kakra. So the 6 months, okay, I'd give them maybe a 7.5. They are doing well, yes. I believe they should be able to make it up to a 9 or a 9.5. They should be able to do well to help the economy of the country as a whole. Yes.
I think that he has done well. In that he's cut some taxes. I mean, the e-levy is gone. Betting tax is gone. He's doing well. again, the Mahama Cares, he has launched it, which largely will benefit a lot of people. You understand me? Mahama Cares will benefit a lot of people. So I am more of a socialist. Anything that goes for the masses, I'm for it, and I think he's doing well. I mean, to cut taxes and all of that, he has done well. I'll give him 7 because, I mean, even though he's doing well on the economy, there's also a few things that I think that if he can check, it will be really helpful. A few things like security. Aside that, economy, top notch. I wish he continues like this. If Mahama succeeds, Ghana succeeds, right? Fighting corruption also comes with a lot of backlash in our part of the world. I think that we should just allow our state institutions to work. When they are working, let us not try to smear them with political affiliations and all of this.
The depression that we were going through in terms of monetary affairs has been released a little. So partially we are all happy, and we pray for him that it should improve. So I'll give him 6 for now. Some things that he promised, he's fulfilling, like cutting down of ministers, he has fulfilled. And you can see that those monies that will be allocated for those ministers that have been cut off have been invested into other sectors. He has improved our Ghana CD. So many things. We've not seen much in our buying of things as at now. We've not seen much improvement yet. But we hope days and months to come, years go by, and we will see much improvement in our pockets. I expect him to do whatever that he promised us. Even if he is not able to do all, he should do most of them. I want him to bring all those that are stolen from us to book. Yes, he should arrest all of them. He shouldn't spare anyone.
Now, the Ghana Police Service says it has arrested key suspects in a fatal shooting incident that occurred on the 19th of June 2025, leading to the death of a Queen Mother and the injury of another person. Briefing the media, the Greater Accra Regional Police PRO Superintendent Juliana Obeng explained the suspect, Gilbert Awuni, alias Starboy, aimed and shot a 33-year-old Queen Mother Pearl Na Dodoa Whitaker, who died on the spot. Another woman, Priscilla Ayele, was also shot in the chest, but she's currently in a stable condition. The suspect is said to have consumed Sobolo, suspected to be infused with narcotics, according to the police service. Starboy fled after the incident and sought refuge at Asokore in the Ashanti region. After his arrest, he confessed to have committed the crime under the influence of alcohol. Other accomplices who were seen firing indiscriminately at the event have also been arrested. The police have strongly condemned the use of firearms without lawful authority. And before we go, the Vice Chancellors of Technical Universities of Ghana have expressed deep concern over the growing trend of academic title fraud in the country. The group described the trend as a serious threat to the integrity of Ghana's tertiary education system. This was contained in a statement issued in response to a recent caution from the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC. The Vice Chancellors of Technical Universities of Ghana condemned the widespread use of unearned academic titles, which they said undermined the credibility of the nation's educational institutions and risk devaluing Ghanaian academic qualifications on the global stage. They also warned of the international reputational damage this trend could cause, while calling for a coordinated national response to the issue. Log on to shrinews.com for more news. My name is Beatrice Adu. Good afternoon.
being a journey of Pan-Africanism and consciousness. It is your regular taxi driver with the urban blend and 3FM 92.7 in living stereo every day, Monday to Friday from 12:30 p.m. till 3 p.m. This is the show everybody listens to, so your business will certainly do well here. My name, Black Rasta. I am the rootical, hairtical, Don Gargan, Mua Fire, come forward. Atinga ya chika fankare, Azure ya chika fankare, Abama ta chika fankare.
Hello there, good afternoon and welcome to Business Daily here on 3FM 92.7 with me, Michael Obodu. Coming up, International Monetary Fund IMF Board meets today, July 7, on Ghana's fourth program review, paving way for $370 million disbursement to boost the economy. We'll bring you the details of that. Also, Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry pushes for inauguration of Road Fund Board to settle contractor debts. We hear from Chief Executive of the Chamber, Emmanuel Cherry.
Constituted board has been inaugurated. We see no reasons why a road fund board is still in limbo.
Details of these and many other stories coming up shortly. Please don't go anywhere. Straight into our top story now, and the Executive Board of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, is meeting today, July 7, in Washington, D.C. to consider Ghana's fourth program review under the Extended Credit Facility Arrangement. This could unlock an additional $370 million in financial support for the country. There's more in the following 3 Business News Desk report.
Board of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, is expected to approve Ghana's fourth program review today, following the country's successful completion of required reforms and submission of all relevant documentation. Sources close to the matter say the review is likely to be passed without major objections, paving the way for the disbursement of about $370 million by July 11. The expected inflow will be credited to the Bank of Ghana's account, bringing total IMF disbursements to Ghana to over $2.3 billion since the country entered the program in May 2023. This comes after Ghana reached a staff-level agreement with the IMF in April 2025. Analysts believe the fresh funds will help stabilize the local currency, strengthen reserves, and boost investor confidence as the country implements ongoing fiscal and structural reforms.
Meanwhile, the IMF has appointed Dr. Adrian Alta as the new resident representative of Ghana effective September 2, 2025. Dr. Alta will take over from Dr. Leandro Medina, whose 3-year tenure will end in August 2025. The following 3 Business News Desk report has the details.
Dr. Alta is currently a senior economist at the IMF and has been part of the mission team supervising Ghana's Extended Credit Facility program. He has over a decade of experience at the IMF, working at the intersection of finance, policy, and development. Dr. Alta has supported countries across Africa and beyond in navigating complex economic challenges, including financial stability, inflation, and sovereign debt. Dr. Alta holds a PhD in economics and a master's degree in finance from the University of Constance, Germany, and HEC Lausanne, Switzerland, respectively. He has completed executive training in financial stability at Yale University. Prior to joining the IMF, Dr. Alta held positions at the European Central Bank, Dutch Bundesbank, and UBS Investment Bank. His priority will be to coordinate affairs locally on Ghana's current program, with the IMF play a key role in ongoing tax reforms being led by the fund. He will also act as the local spokesperson for the IMF and engage with stakeholders, including government, finance ministry, Bank of Ghana, and civil society groups. Dr. Alta is expected to arrive in Accra in August to aid the smooth transition and handover from Dr. Medina.
And that was a 3 Business News Desk report. Now, the Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry is urging government to immediately release the $300 million allocated for payment to contractors. The government had allocated 13 billion cedis to settle outstanding arrears owed to contractors. According to the Chamber's Chief Executive, Emmanuel Cherry, despite the amount being insufficient to cover the total arrears, it should be released without delay to provide some relief to contractors.
You are owing us over 21 billion plus, converting $100 million to Ghana cedis. How much would that be? 3-point-something billion, approximately, out of 21 billion. It's a drop in the ocean. However, half a loaf, they say, is better than none. So we welcome that, but it should be immediate because contractors are suffering. I'm telling you sincerely. The governments came in to inherit this debt portfolio. We don't begrudge him, but 5 months, 6 months into administration, something must happen. Payment must start. Government must make conscious effort to make sure that he protects the businesses of the indigenous. The letter we have, instead of you helping us to build upon that, we are collapsing it by heart, unnecessarily delaying the payment to contractors. So we are pleading with government. It should try as much as possible. His Excellency, we begging.
Meanwhile, the Chamber is also calling for immediate inauguration of the Road Fund Board to oversee the payment of debts owed to contractors. According to Chief Executive Officer Emmanuel Cherry, the absence of the board has significantly contributed to the delay in paying contractors since the current government took office.
Formation of the Road Fund Board is long overdue. Other constituted board has been inaugurated. We see no reasons why Road Fund Board is still in limbo. We are pleading with His Excellency the President and the Minister for Roads and Highways as a matter of urgency. They should put the road fund into its perspective, making sure that the Road Fund Board is inaugurated, and as a result of that, at least the needful must be done. Payment of contractors must start immediately because most of contractors are suffering. Let there be some confidence in the front of the construction industry. Immediately they start something, the government start meeting the needs of the contractors. I'm telling you, the economy will see a revamp. Construction industry players, we are distributors of wealth. Any wealth that can we distribute. So if you pay one contractor now, almost all the facets of the economic sectors will be affected positively.
And that was Emmanuel Cherry. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry. Now, the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, FABAG, has expressed growing frustration, stating that the recent appreciation of the cedi against the dollar has failed to deliver tangible benefits to businesses. The association insists that without significant tax reliefs and policy adjustments, particularly at the country's ports, the currency gains remain inconsequential for the private sector.
Acknowledging the cedi strengthening as a positive development, FABAG highlights that businesses are still struggling with the lingering effect of earlier sharp currency depreciations and a burdensome tax regime. FABAG is urging government to implement deliberate interventions, including tax cuts and policy adjustments, especially concerning operations at the nation's ports. The Food and Beverages Association of Ghana highlighted the crippling effect of approximately 21 different taxes levied on a single imported item, calling for an urgent and comprehensive overhaul of the country's tax system. These comments come as the cedi has enjoyed a period of relative stability in recent weeks, largely attributed to inflows from the International Monetary Fund (IMF) program and improve macroeconomic management.
And And that was a 3 Business News Desk report, bringing an end to Business Daily here on 3FM 92.7. For more business stories, please visit our website. It's 3news.com/business. I am Michael Obodu. Thank you for listening. As always, please stay safe.
Accra, Ghana, Africa, and worldwide. Join us on Inspirational Gospel Mix this and every Sunday, 8 p.m. to 3 FM.
King of kings and Lord of lords, lover of my soul, Jehovah, one and only God. I am Jesus Christ, the Holy Lamb.
What is your favorite scripture?
Well, my favorite scripture is Romans 8:28, and it says, all things work together for the good to them that love the Lord. Kwame, that is absolutely my favorite scripture.
Yes, your Inspirational Gospel Mix, a moment to get inspired with the best of inspirational songs and interviews to get you prepared for the new week. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. with me, your big brother, Kwame Adu, mixing G, mixing gospel. You can't miss it. You are blessed as you listen. 3FM 92.7.
Parents, mark your calendars. It's the 3FM Baby Fair happening live on the 11th to the 13th of July at Marina Mall Airport City in Accra from 10 a.m. and it's absolutely free. From baby essentials and kids wear to toys, skincare, educational material, and so much more. Shop amazing deals on a wide range of childcare products all under one roof. Don't miss our sessions with the Ghana Pediatric Society and all the amazing mums with the Mum Circle, a safe space for young mothers to share tips and connect. And there will be fun activities for the kids with our Kids Corner, games for the family, good food, and great vibes all around. To be a vendor, please call 0531 100 927 or 0532 200 927. It's the 3FM Baby Fair, your one-stop event for all your childcare